Thank you, Simon. Looking at from here, most of you are still fresh and green, but it was a quite long day. We are approaching the last stage of such a busy day. I believe you have met the key objective of this Green Growth Sustainable Development Forum, which is to identify first knowledge gap and help prioritize next step required to address these gaps. The intention of this event is to tackle horizontal and cross-cutting green growth issues, themes. Systems innovation is a perfect example that cuts so widely across nearly everything we do, and everything that is required in order to transition to a greener growth trajectory. But this broad efforts to mainstreaming green innovation at the OECD extends more widely. For example, this forum has heard about the application of drones in the agriculture sector to improve resource efficiency and environmental performance, and identified priorities for further work. I hope this will be picked up by relevant parts of the Agriculture Committee, Environmental EPOC, Environmental Policy Committee, and other places throughout the OECD. Also, your discussion today on the role of the new data sources in greening growth, it links nicely with the work of EPOC on the role of big data that has recently been discussed by the Working Party on Environmental Information. And I trust the research priorities identified today will feed into their work. Innovation in the effective use of satellite imaging and big data can also contribute to the SPINE project, as it stands for Spatial Planning Instruments and the Environment, and aims to assess the environmental and economic effectiveness of spatial and land use planning instruments. So this Green Growth and Sustainable Development Forum took up issues that can be further addressed by many OECD committees. I trust the knowledge gaps and research priorities that were identified during this forum yesterday and today will be reflected in the OECD committee's program of work and budget for 2017-2018 and beyond. Also, the OECD work on green innovation and more broadly green growth is being carried out in cooperation with our sister institutions, IEA, ITA, International Transportation Forum, and Nuclear Energy Agency. Also important for the OECD to keep up the good cooperation with other international players active in these fields, say World Bank, GGK, Green Growth Knowledge Platform, and GGGI, and I just mentioned but a few. Before getting too far into the future, I also want to take a brief moment to report back on last year's forum, 2014. 2014 forum was held on the theme of addressing the social implication of green growth, the labor market and distributional aspects of green growth policies. As a follow-up of 2014 forum, particularly to the green skills issue discussed at the forum, the OECD is co-hosting with the UN's Partnership for Action on Green Economy, PAGE, the first global forum on green economy learning to take place starting tomorrow until the end of this week. So for some of you, you have to work further. The OECD's lead program will contribute to this event, PAGE's event, drawing on our work on green skills, education and training, and to exchange views with over 100 practitioners from OECD as well as developing countries. next year's OECD Green Growth and Sustainable Development Forum 2016 will focus on spatial planning, land use, and urban green growth, most likely in November 2016 here at the OECD headquarters in Paris. Yet another cross-cutting issue that is critical for green growth. So stay tuned for further information for the next year's forum, and please contact the OECD Secretariat staff here with your suggestions on how to shape next year's event. Returning to this year's forum and the subject of innovation, I hope this forum has generated momentum for further policy research on green innovation and to approach this from a broader and integrated systems perspective. Our contribution to realizing a greener future depends on it. Before concluding, I'd like to raise this report again. Yesterday, Secretary General Angel Gurria mentioned aligning policies for low carbon economy. I have two reasons to suggest you to read it. First, this report contains innovation, so you can review the discussion yesterday. And this has a chapter on urban mobility, sustainable land use chapter. So you can prepare the next year's forum. This report, the second reason to encourage you to read it, it covers something outside core environmental policies. It has a section on taxation. So you may imagine, taxation, transition to low carbon economy, carbon taxation. No. This discusses the energy taxation, particularly the difference between gasoline and diesel. So many countries charge lighter taxation on diesel than gasoline. Some countries encourage to use using the company car preferential tax treatment. Even local authorities, through property taxation, they may encourage single occupancy house than apartments. So to urge the city sprawling further. So even the narrow-minded tax policymakers, once I was, they have to work for the transition to low carbon economies. So horizontality, we discussed the horizontality at the OECD, but horizontality also requires in your each of chapter. So this is with these two reasons, I suggest to you this report to put beside the Christmas tree as a Christmas tree. Thank you. Thank you very much for your active participation. Thank you.